Okay, so as you all know, we are here to know more about this French language. Okay, now as you can see here to the right, mm, this is the map of France, and uh, France's flag has three colors: blue, white, and red. Bleu, blanc, and rouge, as we say in French. Okay, so this is the map of France, and as you can see, it looks like a hexagon because it has almost six sides. Okay, so that's uh, the country where this language originated. Okay, now let's go ahead. On the screen, you can see the word welcome. Yes, can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. So I would like you to know, to tell me which is the equivalent that you see or you can guess is in French, the same word, welcome. Can you guess the word where it is written welcome in French? Any idea? You can
No.
see languages. You can see many languages, right?
Okay, welcome. I think it's bienvenue.
That's absolutely right. Perfect. So
Yeah.
bienvenue is the word. Thank you. Yeah, so that is written in French, and there are other languages as well, as you can see here in German, Spanish, Italian, and many other languages. Okay, so first of all, I would like to welcome you to France. So, as we say in French, it's bienvenue en France. Welcome to France. Uh, Many of us already know a lot about France. Let's see what it is. Okay, so you must be knowing this famous monument, the Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's called as Tour Eiffel in French. Okay, it's one of the most visited monuments in the entire world. Okay, yeah. Then France is famous for other monuments as well, like Arc de Triomphe. As you can see here, it's exactly like the India Gate that we have in New Delhi. Okay, now this Arc de Triomphe, which is called as the Victory Arc, which was built by Napoleon, that is Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the most powerful and successful emperors in France. Okay, he built it in the memory of all the soldiers who sacrificed their life while they were in the battle. Okay, so another very famous monument is Cathedral de Notre Dame. As you can see here, it's the cathedral, which is very famous. Unfortunately, in 2019, there was a fire that broke, and some part of the upper side of the Notre Dame got destroyed, but they are rebuilding it. Yeah. Okay. France is also famous for food. Mm. You must be knowing le vin, that is wine. Okay. So it is one of the most famous countries for production of wines, okay, which is made out of grapes. Then we have cafe, the famous French coffee, which is black coffee without milk and without sugar. So it's a bit difficult to develop the taste for it, but that's quite famous. And the famous French bread baguette, as you can see, this baguette, which actually symbolizes the French uh, liking towards food. It's a huge bread that is that French people have during their meals. And with the breakfast, we have this croissant. As you can see here, it's a fluffy bread, and it's one of the most popular breads in France, in Europe, and nowadays we get it even in India. Yeah. So about this is about food. And then France is also famous for art. You must have heard about Mona Lisa. Have you? The famous painting of Mona Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah. So that painting is in the museum called as the Louvre Museum, which is in Paris. Okay. So France has given a lot of uh, painters, artists to the world. Okay. From art, we move to sports, where France is famous for two sports, three in fact. One is football, their French national team. Then tennis. You must have heard about French Open, which happens every year, somewhere around April and May. Then we have Tour de France, which we can see here, a bicycle race, which is world renowned, and it happens in the month of July. And over a period of 21 to 22 days, these cyclists, they travel almost for 3,500 kilometers. Okay, so that's Tour de France, the French cycle tour. Also, France is famous for fashion, which is called as la mode in French. Okay, so famous fashion houses and everything related to fashion, you will find it in France. Paris is also called as capital of fashion. Okay, and then they have their national emblem called as coq gaulois, is the rooster, which is the national emblem, which symbolizes hope and faith. And as I already told you, it's the map of France looks like a hexagon, not exactly, but approximately. So it's called as hexagon as well. Yeah. So this is the introduction towards France, of which we are going to learn the language. Okay. Now, having said that, let's move on. You can see a picture here. Yeah. And from the picture, can you guess what exactly it is written? From the symbol, you can see here it is written as Parlez-vous français? And some all these people are saying oui, je parle français. What could it be? Any guesses? Sorry? So, parlez-vous français is basically, do you speak French? Okay. And these people happily are saying oui, that is yes, je parle français. I speak French. Okay. So, would you like to repeat this? Oui, oui, je parle français. I speak, yes, I speak French. All right. I hope you're getting it. Yeah. Okay. Then let's see why French is so popular in the world. What's the reason? Now, uh, according to the survey made by the International Francophonie Organization, in 2018, there were around 315.2 million French speakers worldwide. Okay, as you can see in this map, French is one of those languages which is spoken in 5 continents. So in Asia and Oceania, Europe, North Africa and Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa and Indian Ocean, and also some parts of Americas and Caribbean like Haiti. Okay, so there French is spoken. Now, the most interesting thing is uh, more than Europe, you will find more French speakers in Africa, 105 plus 38. So it's more than 143 million people speak French in Africa, whereas we have 141, almost 142 million speakers in Europe. So here is a small video which will which explains the importance of French language. Okay, so let's have a look at it.
There are 300 million French speakers in the
Let me know if the sound is clear. Are you able to listen?
Yes, yes, it's clear.
It's clear. Okay.
There are 300 million French speakers in the world. For France's Emmanuel Macron, speaking French opens doors in an increasingly globalized world.
What could be the reason for so many speakers of French worldwide? One of the most important reasons is the colonization. Like Britishers, French people also tried to establish their colonies worldwide, and in fact, French people came first to India before Britishers could, and French people had almost 7 colonies established in India itself. Now, also, you must have heard of Pondicherry, which is one of the ancient French colonies. All right, some people there, they still speak French. Okay, and they have been able to conserve the culture and the geography of France in terms of the houses, restaurants, and the cathedrals. One more colony, very important colony, which was established by French people near Kolkata, called as Chandranagar or Chandannagar, which is situated like 70 kilometers from Kolkata. And there also you will find the imprints of French community. So they had a lot of colonies, but there was one problem with French people, that they were extremely reluctant to accept Indian regional languages. And that's one of the reasons why they could not succeed to establish and to maintain their colonies in India. However, French people were quite successful in establishing their colonies in Africa. Okay, and there are a lot many countries in Africa where French is the official language. In all, French is the official language of 29 countries in the world. Okay, so that itself says a lot about the importance of French language. Along with that, French has got political importance because it is the official language of United Nations World Trade Organization as well. Right. Okay, let's move on. Now, many people ask me about whether French is easy or difficult. Now, there are some instances where you will find that a lot of words are quite familiar to you, although they are used in English, they are basically from French language. So they were borrowed in English. Now, it is said that if you know English, you already know more than 55,000 words in French. All right, so that's quite reassuring, isn't it? Now, let's see a few words. The word restaurant, as we say in English, is the original French word restaurant. Okay, restaurant. Then you must have seen this. The word cafe comes from France. Okay, now as you know, cafe has two meanings: the actual coffee that you drink, a beverage, and a cafe is a small restaurant where you get uh, daily eateries, okay, along with coffee. So cafe has two meanings. Now, creme, as you can see, it's a cream, but it is widely used in English as creme. The word cuisine, you must have heard or read this word, French cuisine, Indian cuisine. So it's basically the word for food. And cuisine comes from the verb cuire, which means to cook. Okay, so that's originally French word, now very well accepted in English. And if you go to a restaurant, there you will find a menu card where it is written as a la carte. So carte is the menu card, and so you have the option of choosing dishes out of all the menu which is displayed in the menu card, right? So a la carte is quite frequently used in English. Yeah. Then there are few more words. You must have heard about bon voyage. When somebody is traveling, we wish them happy journey, right? Now, this in English we pronounce it as bon voyage, but it's the originally it is the French expression which means bon voyage. All right. Then we have this word entrepreneur. It's pronounced as entrepreneur. Somebody who undertakes a business activity is known as entrepreneur. All right. And you must have also probably heard this word rendezvous. It's a meeting or an appointment, which is very widely used in English. One of the most popular reasons for English to become so acceptable worldwide is that English accepted a lot of words from other languages, okay, which French people didn't. But nowadays, yes, it's been more than 15 years that French people have been really flexible in terms of accepting English words. All right. Any questions so far? You're
No,
all
not
fine?
as of
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's continue our journey. So be assured that you already know a lot of words in French. So you will be able to read a lot of texts without having any knowledge of French. All right. Okay. So let's continue. Yeah. Having said that, it's important for us to know few words, few expressions in French, right? So you can see here the expressions bonjour. Can you see this word bonjour? And you can also very well guess the meaning. Someone?
I think it's good morning.
It is good morning. That's right. So bonjour means good morning or hello. Okay. Bonjour. Would you like to repeat? Bonjour. Yeah, that's the first word that you learn in French. Okay. And if it is in the evening, you will say bonsoir. Yeah. Bonsoir. That's good evening. Bonsoir. So bonjour and bonsoir. Remember these words because later on we'll have a quiz. Okay. Then how do we say bye? We say au revoir. Au revoir is bye bye. Au revoir. And à bientôt. À bientôt means see you soon. Okay. So would all of you like to repeat these words with me? Let's repeat. Okay. Bonjour. Would you like to unmute yourself and say this word? Bonjour. Anyone? No? Okay, no problem. Yeah. So I'll just repeat it for you. Bonjour, bonsoir, au revoir, bye bye, à bientôt, see you soon. Fine? Okay. Then how do we say thank you in French? It's a simple word, merci. However, please pay attention to this. There is an English word called mercy. It is written as mercy. It has a completely different meaning. To have mercy on someone, that's completely different. However, merci, as we say in French, merci is thank you. All right. And when someone says merci to you, you will say de rien. So don't mention you're welcome. Don't mention it. That's how you respond to someone who is saying merci. All right. So these are few basic words I wanted you to know. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Paritosh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Hi.
Sorry for being late. I
No
missed.
problem. No problem. We are here to learn a few basic words in French. All right. Would you like to repeat them with me, Paritosh?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So the first word in French is bonjour, which means hello or good morning.
Yeah,
Okay. Would you like to repeat? Bonjour.
sure. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Then bonsoir. Bonsoir is good evening.
Good evening.
Bonsoir. Yeah.
Bonsoir.
Yeah. And to say bye, we use au revoir. Au revoir. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Au revoir. À bientôt is see you soon. Okay. À bientôt.
À
And
bientôt.
à bientôt. Très bien. Good. And merci is thank you. Okay. And de rien is when someone says thank you, you will say de rien, mention not. Okay. Don't mention it. Okay. Fine.
I have a question here.
Yes, please.
So, bonjour is used for both hello and good morning.
That's right.
Okay, okay.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So, shall we move ahead? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Now, you know this. Sorry. Yeah. So, you know this famous person, right? Mm.
Yes.
Yes. Huh? So, Amitabh Bachchan is trying to introduce himself in French. All right. Okay. So, let's see what he's saying. Bonjour. Hello. Good morning. Je m'appelle Amitabh Bachchan. You understand this sentence, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Easy to understand. Yeah. Je m'appelle Amitabh Bachchan. So if I ask you your name, can you tell me in French? Like for example, my name is Sumit, so I will say Bonjour, je m'appelle Sumit. Yeah. Anyone would like to try?
Oui.
Oui, Paritosh.
Yeah. Bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle Paritosh.
Ah, you have already learned French, it seems.
Oui. J'habitais en France like pendant 2 ans,
Ah, d'accord.
presque 2 ans. Oui.
Ah, d'accord, d'accord.
Mais
Donc, vous avez bien
ça fait,
appris.
oui, oui. Mais ça fait longtemps que je pratiquais mon français, donc
Ah,
j'ai décidé, de joindre cette classe et
d'accord. Très bien, très bien.
mais-
Ok. Ouais. Donc, je m'appelle, j'habite à Mumbai. Hein? Ok. J'habite à Mumbai. So I live in Mumbai. Yeah. Je suis Indien. Indien and Indian. Huh? So when you talk about nationality in French, like most of the Indian languages, we have this gender differentiation, masculine and feminine. Okay. So I will say je suis Indien. Okay. And if there is a girl, she will say je suis Indienne. All right. And then he says je suis acteur. So you understand how he is introducing himself? It's very easy, isn't it? Hmm. So without knowing the language, you do get what it means. Am I right?
Yes. Je
Yeah.
suis is I am, right?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
And je habite,
J'habite. So it is
j'habite.
I live.
Okay,
I
I
live.
live.
Huh. So if I ask you where do you live, what would be your answer in French? J'habite
J'habite à Jammu.
à Jammu. Okay. Très
Yeah.
bien. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So this is how we introduce ourselves in French. It's very simple. 4 sentences, and uh, you can definitely start or initiate a conversation in French. All right. Fair enough. Mm. So, Paritosh, would you like to introduce yourself in French?
Oui, Sumit.
Right.
Okay. Again, bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle Paritosh. J'habite à New Delhi. Et je suis indien, of course. Et je ne suis pas un acteur, mais je travaille dans un, uh, how do you say, dans une entreprise qui est à Mumbai. Donc,
Ok. Ok. Et vous travaillez dans quel domaine?
uh, je suis en domaine this, I don't know how to say, I forgot, sales. I'm in sales.
Ah, les ventes.
So IT sales,
Ok.
IT sales, yes.
Ok, les ventes. Ok.
Yeah.
Ok. Bien, merci. Ok.
So,
Okay.
what did you like? What did you both speak about?
Yes. So I just asked him to introduce in French, and he told me that he has lived in France for 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
So, and he works in sales, right, in Mumbai, if I'm not wrong. Paritosh?
Yeah, yeah.
It's in
So
Mumbai.
the company is in Mumbai, but I live in New Delhi.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. How did it sound when we spoke in French?
A little bit confusing. Obviously, the words, the similar words like Jabit and Jemepel, obviously I can understand now. But
Perfect.
the other words,
Perfect.
I couldn't understand.
Yeah, it was like long sentences, so
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. But yes, definitely. When I asked, like, how did it sound? It means like, even if you don't understand, how did the language sound to you? It was nice, or it was like
Yes.
very rough?
Yeah, it's kind of fancy when you speak.
It's fancy.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
I've also learned basic French, but now I've
Okay.
like forgotten everything. In my college, back in
Okay.
2011, 12. So
Okay.
few words I know, but obviously I do not remember now.
I can understand, but
Yeah.
yeah, French is considered as one of the uh, most romantic languages, and it's very soft. As you start listening to it, you will understand that it's very soft. There are no harsh accents like ter, ter, der,
Yes.
der. These sounds don't exist in French. Okay.
Yes, indeed it is.
Yeah, so that makes the language quite beautiful, and you feel like listening to it even if you don't understand. So one of the best ways to learn French is to listen to French songs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Excuse me.
continue. Yeah.
Actually, my son has, just kind of learned few words around this, so he would like to say a few words
Please, please.
on the same thing. Par, you want to try that? His name is Par.
Sure.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Par Chauhan. J'habite Gurgaon. Je
Mhm.
suis Indian. Je suis actor or student.
Yeah. So, merci beaucoup. Yes, it was really nice. Uh, so you're in school?
Yes,
Okay. You're in which grade?
fifth.
Okay. Great, great. And you're learning French in school?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. Perfect. Very well introduced. Merci. Wow. That's really nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's continue. Let's learn a little bit of numbers in French. Okay. Now, here the fun begins. Okay. Let's see.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1,
Yeah. So these are the numbers, les nombres, as we call them in French. Okay, les nombres. Now it starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do you observe here in terms of sounds, in terms of spellings? What's your observation? Anyone? It sounds nice, the numbers.
Yes, but I would like read it in a different, accent. Maybe zero,
And pronunciation.
you, yeah, yeah.
Correct,
Troy,
correct, correct.
quatre, cinq,
Yeah.
like this.
So that's where it is said that
Hello.
I think we lost Sumit. Or is it just me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I think we lost Sumit.
Yeah.
sorry, I lost the connection. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. So I was saying that if I had not written the spellings, you would have pronounced it exactly the way you heard them, right? The moment you see the spellings, you start applying your current knowledge of other languages, especially of English, right? Since it is DEUX, we have to pronounce the whole thing, which doesn't happen in French. Okay, so that's one of the peculiarities, one of the features of French language. So when we pronounce 0, 1, 2, the whole thing is pronounced as de. Now why? Obvious question. Here also we say trois and we don't pronounce the S. Quatre, cinq, six, sept. So I don't pronounce the P, I say sept. I say huit without pronouncing the H, neuf, and dix. Now, this is how the French language was developed. French people always focused on vowels, okay, in order to pronounce. So that's one of the reasons why you will find a bit of difference in whatever is said and whatever is written. However, many people, they don't know that there are sound patterns that exist in French as well. So the moment you get those sound patterns, it is very easy for you to pronounce each and every word in French. Okay, so once we start the classes, you will get to know more about it. Hi Gauri, bonjour. Gauri, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Hello. So welcome to this workshop. Have you already learned French?
No, I just started with your session only.
Okay, no problem. So would you like to repeat these numbers with me in French?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, merci. Okay. Others also can join us. 0,
0,
1,
1,
2,
2,
2. Okay. 3,
3,
4,
4.
5.
Sorry?
5.
5.
The past participle of sink is sank, right?
Sank. Okay.
Sis.
6.
Set.
Sap.
Wheat.
Wheat.
Nuff.
Nuff.
And this.
This.
Yeah, so a lot of work. Merci. Thank you so much, Gauri. So a lot of work for your tongue and your mouth when you start learning French. Okay, fine. Yeah. So let's continue. Okay.
I think we lost him again.
Yeah, I think so.
So I was asking this question, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, which one do you think is the most important function while learning a language?
Listening.
Okay, listening. Okay. May I know why?
Yes. Without listening, how can we know how to pronounce the words and...
Right. Exactly. If we don't listen, we don't know the sounds. So there is no question of reproducing those sounds. That's absolutely right. Okay. Between speaking and writing, which one do you think is the most important function?
Speaking, I think.
Speaking. Okay. Why so?
Because speaking is, if we are able to speak anything, we can tell anyone about. Writing.
Yeah, this is the most direct communication we can ever have.
For communication, we need speaking.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. So in language learning, we always talk about these 4 skills, but it always starts with listening, then it is reproducing, just like we did with the numbers, with the self introduction. Okay, so you heard the sounds and then you try to reproduce them, right? Of course, reading and writing will also have a major role to play. However, listening and speaking are the most important skills that we have to develop first in order to be able to learn a language. And we always say that if you want to learn any language, not necessarily a foreign language, any language, first listen as much as you can, right? That's how your ears are used to the sounds which are completely new to you. Okay, now based on these skills, the French government has come up with an international exam called as DELF or DALF exams. Now, I'll just briefly explain the structure. So these DELF exams have 4 levels: A1, A2, B1, and B2. So A1 and A2 are the basic or the beginner levels, followed by B1 and B2, where you become independent user of the language. So you already know the language well. Okay. And C1 and C2 are called as DALF exams. So they are called as higher diplomas, C1 and C2, when you become proficient in the language. Okay. So these are the 6 levels defined by the European Common Framework for Languages. Okay, so it's called as DELF and DALF in French. Okay, so during our courses, we prepare you for these exams as well. So once you are done with the course, you are eligible to appear for these exams, uh, which are taken place usually 4 times in a year in India. Okay, it's in the month of March, June, September, and December. Yes, Advesha, you have a question?
Yes, for which age groups like this is suitable, A1 and A2? As you mentioned, the user base like basic. So for which age group this is helpful?
Yeah. Okay. So when we say user, basic, independent, and proficient, okay, it applies to all the age groups. However, they have categorized like the kids below 12 years, they can appear for the exam called as DELF Junior, DELF Primaire. Then 12 to 17, we have Junior, DELF Junior. And if you are 17 plus, then you can go for DELF, they call it as tout public, that is for everyone. Okay. So there are 3 categories. So DELF Primaire, DELF Junior, and DELF for everyone. Okay. Yeah. So these exams are conducted at the examination center is Alliance Française, which is the prime institute for French. Okay, and they are authorized to conduct these exams. And if you appear for these exams and you clear these exams, you get a certificate from Ministry of Education, Government of France, and that certification is valid worldwide and it is valid for life. Okay, so these exams, like right from A1 to C2, all these exams cover these 4 skills. So you will be evaluated on these 4 skills during these exams. All right, and each component, each skill carries 25 marks. So in all, 100 marks. Is that fine? Yeah, any questions? No? Okay. Yes, Paritosh?
No, Sumit, no questions.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move ahead with what we learned just now. So it's a small quiz to taste your understanding. Tell me, when someone greets you in the morning, what does that person say?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Perfect. When someone wants to take your leave, that person will say au revoir. Okay. Or à bientôt.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. When someone thanks you in French.
Merci.
Yeah, but that option is not here, isn't it? Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Just a moment. Yeah, so we will have to say, we'll have to add it, isn't it, to this? What is that option? I should say merci, isn't it? Okay. But now tell me, if somebody is saying thank you to you, will you say merci to that person?
No.
So what will you say then?
Rien.
Yeah, you will say de rien. So don't mention it, or in English you will translate it as you're welcome, right? Okay. Yeah, and when somebody, when you are going to meet someone very soon, you will say, what will you say? À bientôt. See you soon. Perfect. Very good. So that's all about the presentation. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
Can we look at like most common, like this is because of my experience and I want people to know this also. So
yeah, please.
Merci, de rien, à bientôt. These are like, this are bookish, like, right? So that was a major reality hit me when I actually went there, and I saw people not like at least the young ones, not using these words on a daily basis, right? Merci is something which is very formal, can be
Right.
formal, or So, would you like to give us some words which are not so formal but can be used between friends and what they usually talk about?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. You're absolutely right. Huh? What we learn is standard French. And when we go to France, we hear, especially the youngsters, they use a lot of different words, and we get confused whether we are
Yeah.
using the right language or not, right? Okay, so uh, merci is used like very commonly as thank you. Okay, but there are other words like, for example, uh, yeah, okay. Uh, Nowadays, they while writing, they write like this: merci. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Uh, and if you want to reply, it says de rien. That's nothing, or don't mention anything. But then they say, uh, simply they will use this expression pas de quoi. Mm. Uh, so there's nothing to thank about.
Not,
Pas de
not,
quoi. Okay, pas de quoi.
okay.
Mm. Uh, they even say je t'en prie. Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, or they say very frequently, say normal. It's normal. So don't thank me about that. Okay. Uh, like in French, yeah, you say ça va. Is everything okay? Are you fine? Yeah. And the answer is also ça va.
So, yeah.
Okay. So French people are amazing. I mean, uh, they can have different meanings for one single expression. Okay. But you are absolutely right. The language that youngsters are using is called as, you must have heard the word argot, which is a bit, what we can say, where we use some slangs. Yeah. Okay. So this does happen. I mean, uh, as we start the classes, you will get to know, even you will be introduced to the words uh, which are currently used by youngsters for communication. Even their parents find it difficult to understand what they are saying. Okay, nowadays it is happening in India as well, with all those short forms, if you know, used on social media, especially Instagram and all. It's very difficult to understand what exactly it means, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? When you say FOMO and other words, so same is the case with French. Yeah. So yes. Any other question?
None from my end.
Okay. So just to uh, announce, we are going to start a fresh batch from 25th of July. That is the first level, A1 level. Okay. So for all the details, you can get in touch with us. You already have the details. So we'll be sharing the details of the batch also with all of you. All right. It is starting from 25th of July.